Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Saturday, September 28th, 2024. So, on this perfect Saturday, did you do the crossword?
I did do the crossword.
And was it a perfect crossword?
It was pretty good.
Good?
It was pretty good. So, I finished it in exactly 1 hour and 46 seconds. So,
wow,
that was kind of interesting. But once again, got the bottom filled in completely before I got the top.
Mm-hmm.
I did have to work quite a bit in that lower right corner, but I finally got it.
Mm-hmm.
And then managed to get the, I think it was the upper left first, and then finally the upper right. So yeah.
So you think the upper right was hardest?
That was hardest for me.
That's interesting, because I got through that without too much difficulty. The upper left for me was a killer.
Oh.
Actually, what happened was I did, normally I try and do this at night, and I work and got a big chunks of it done, like the southeast and west and the most of the northeast. But the central part and the northwest was hopeless.
Yeah, the central part was pretty tough.
And so at some point I just said, I think, actually I might have at that point had seed capital, but I was just running out of brain power. And I said, I don't know what I will know tomorrow. And so I'm just going to stop at this point. I'd probably already been working on it for like an hour and 45 minutes. And I think I became unproductive at about the 1 hour mark and said, I'm just going to try it tomorrow. It's just like, there's no way I can do this. I wake up in the morning and I look at 6 down, which was, I thought, a hard clue, pickup. And I'm like, I kept thinking it was going to be like a choir. And I looked at it in the morning and I was pretty sure I had a W and an E. And I thought, and an A. I had an A and then a blank and a W and an E and then a blank. And I thought, well, that's the answer, obviously.
Yes.
And it wasn't obvious last night. But this morning it was just like, well, clearly that's answer. And I thought, I wonder how much more I can do like this.
Right.
And bit by bit, I was able to pull it through. I'll tell you, the hardest one for me was, first of all, 26 across, drink made with rice milk and cinnamon.
Yes, I didn't know that.
HORCHATA.
HORCHATA.
And I had many of the letters, but, it was ending in TA, and I was suspicious because that last A was from 28 down. First name for the third second in command, and that was Aaron. I don't even know if I could parse the clue at this point. The third, so that's basically the third Veep, right?
The third vice president, Aaron Burr. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I saw enough letters, and I thought that looks like the name Aaron, but I wasn't sure. And then the O of HORCHATA came out of 27 down, bounces. And I thought, it's kites, because it fitted. It was 5 letters long. And, when you kite a check, you bounce it, right?
Oh, sure.
And so that didn't work. And then this morning, I was able to come up with yo-yos, which also fitted, and also none of the letters matched.
Right.
And then I stared mightily at 30 across, like the Danube to Germans, I thought was the blue Danube.
Right.
And it's just like...
How do you say blue in German?
And I thought maybe it's spelled B-L-E-U, or maybe it's just B-L-U-E. But then a long time ago, I had a radio in my car called a Blaupunkt. And I thought, Blau, that sort of sounds like blue.
Yep.
So I put down Blau, and then I was able to see, I also didn't know the one below Blau, 34 across, Bay Area-based coffee roaster.
Right.
Pete's. And we've had that before, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
See, I was like, is it Petey? But anyways, it turned out to be Pete's, which meant that 27 down was going to be ousts for bounces. Now, did you get that right away?
It didn't take me too long, but I thought it was Blau, and I knew Pete's, and I actually knew 39 across, Lopez of the Dirty Dozen, Trini.
Oh,
Trini
really?
Lopez. Yeah, so yeah, no, that wasn't too tough for me.
Yeah, I was going for 39 across. I was going for Brian because I had the R and the I as the second and third letters. So yeah, I was amazed that I got oust because I really had no knowledge of any of the letters except the last, because 43 across, some in-person interviews were sit-downs.
That's right.
That wasn't easy either.
No. And 17 down, I had pondered that one a long time. Shaggy Scottish grazer. And I got the cow part, but it's like, oh, what are those called? I could picture them, but I couldn't remember what they were called. Called a Highland cow. So yeah, that one took me a while.
That one took me it was tremendously difficult because I think I had the A of land, and I had the A and the D in that. And before I had cow, I thought it was going to be a dog.
Oh.
But then eventually I realized it was
it's a grazer, so I don't know. Dogs graze.
Well, I at that point I was just trying to get anything to fit, and the penultimate letter was an O. So,
right.
And then somehow I had the G, I had the I and the G, and I thought, and I had the L, and somehow I saw Highland out of that.
Yeah.
That was all this morning.
Wow.
Right? The same brain that shouldn't be allowed to operate heavy machinery last night was like, we're ready now, boss. Send us in.
Well, very good.
It is just amazing to me, how poorly a brain can behave and act at night. We had 47 down, also not helping me solve this. It was breakout portmanteau.
47 across.
Yeah, 47 across. Thank you. Breakout portmanteau was backney.
Right.
As in back and acne.
Right.
And we've had that one before too.
Yep.
So, but this was just, I don't know, I found this to be epically hard. You said you did it in an hour and 46 minutes?
An hour and 46 seconds.
An hour and 46 seconds. I did it in an hour, 46 seconds, plus 52 more minutes.
Oh my, so almost 2 hours.
Yeah, but again, I think about 48 of those minutes were totally wasted. I should have just stopped when I was behind. I was interested in 18 across, vital carriers, aortae.
Yes.
A-O-R-T-A-E.
Yes.
Suddenly we're all very precise when it comes to plurals of Latin terms.
Right, aortae.
Yeah, which you needed for 12 down, something I definitely did not know.
Gear meant to simulate barefoot running.
Yes.
Toe shoes.
Have you ever seen a toe shoe?
I have. I put toe socks because I've seen those as well, but it was actually toe shoes, yes. Yes, I have seen those. They're kind of creepy looking. Yeah.
But there were, everywhere in this crossword, I found it to be tough.
Right.
Even 10 down, played cool. And I had act casual.
I tried act casual.
I was sure it was going to be act casual, and then I wasn't getting any traction.
Well, 22 across, I got right away. Rustic respites. I thought, it's got to be ins.
Right.
It's always ins. And then, in order to put in act casual, I would have to change that N to a C, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. So then I thought, act natural, but that didn't fit.
Right.
So, yeah, act normal.
Even the one underneath that, the O of normal, came out of this and that, both.
Both, yeah.
That was cute.
Yeah.
But that area also caused problems for me, but I got through them more quickly. 11 down, intercessor for the frequently forgetful, Saint Anthony.
That's right.
That was...
I didn't know that.
No, and I was trying to sort of solve it, and I think I got Anthony, and then realized it was ST.
Right.
So who's Saint Anthony?
He's the patron saint of forgetful people, I guess.
Really?
I don't really know his backstory.
I guess I'm going to have to adopt him as mine.
Not Catholic, so I don't know that.
Okay.
So.
Let's see, what else? Everywhere I think we look in the crossword. Now, I bet you knew 16 across, military leader who helped capture Detroit in 1812,
Yep.
Tecumseh?
Tecumseh.
See, I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't know it right off, but then, I got the T and the C and the M. I go, it's that Tecumseh. I remember that.
That's interesting, because I had the S, the E, and the H.
Oh.
I had the end of the name.
I couldn't remember how he spelled his name. I put in Tecumsah.
Oh.
So like Tecumseh, because that's kind of how we always pronounced it. But It was actually SEH.
But you needed that E for a 14 down. Angel's contribution, seed capital.
Yeah.
That one wasn't too bad for me.
I didn't really understand that exactly, but
well, when you have like businesses, the people who give money to them to support them are called angel investors, I think.
Oh, okay.
And so
That makes sense.
Yep, and so they provide seed capital. But I did get 24 across, variable in Euler's polyhedron formula, V minus E plus F equals 2. And I'm like, ooh, I know this one. V is vertex, E is edges, and F is faces.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so is it edges or faces? Because I know it couldn't be vertices, or, and it turned out to be edges.
That's right.
So, but I presume you got that one through the crosses.
Yeah, I did.
Because that's one where if you don't know it, there's no way ever you're going to be able to figure it out.
Right.
Which is the same with a lot of clues. Like as I was flailing about in the Northwest, I'm like, 19, author of A Hard Road to Glory, A History of the African American Athlete. I'm sorry, how am I supposed to know this? And but it turns out, I guess it was Ashe. Is that Arthur Ashe?
Yes.
Who is a famous African American athlete?
Tennis player, yes.
I see. In retrospect, it's like, okay, that makes sense. But that was, I just thought, sort of a tough clue.
Yes.
Unless that book is much more popular than, I'm unaware of it.
Yeah. I mean, he passed away quite a while ago, so it's kind of an older book. So,
I like 32 across. Manufacturing giant originally known as the Pittsburgh Reduction Company, Alcoa.
Alcoa. Yeah, I was trying to think of, okay, what companies are from Pittsburgh? And all I could think of was Pittsburgh Paint. But, of course, that didn't fit.
Right.
But yeah, then I got a few of the letters, and I'm like, oh, Alcoa.
I had the A at the beginning. I had the A at the end. I thought,
oh, well, that would have made it easy.
Yeah, it's like that's the only name I know. So
right.
Otherwise, we couldn't work Acme into there, but that would have been fun too.
Right. We had a bit of slang, 59 across. Estimate, reckon.
Is that really slang?
Well, some people kind of use it in a slangy way. I guess it's not. I mean, you can reckon something. But you always hear, well, I reckon that's not true. But
you
wouldn't say I estimated that's not true.
Right.
I reckon. No, and usually, it's pronounced like it should have a G, but it doesn't. So.
Rekong?
No, like when they say reckon, it's sort of like they say eating and sleeping.
Oh, I see.
Reckon. No. But no. Yeah, I am not really familiar with that word. I don't ever use it, but I do hear it, and it always sounds kind of slangy, but I know it's not.
Right. I wasn't familiar with the word to its right. 60 across. Silviculture is the science of maintaining them.
Yep.
Forest. Wow.
I want to say we've had that clue before, but I didn't remember it. And yeah, that caused me grief.
Really?
That corner, yeah.
I'm looking up silviculture to see, how do you spell that? Was it?
SILVI culture.
That's funny. I'm looking in Xword info.
No, well, maybe it's a different crossword I do, because I do others, but
no, but you're right. It's saying no results found. So apparently it's a debut. It's never been, and we should be able to tell that also from Xword info by just looking at the crossword proper. And quick check.
Well, forest maybe isn't. It's 60
well, that's
across.
Funny. Oh, I'm sorry. Silviculture was in the clue, not the answer.
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
Right. I'm pretty sure forest has appeared before.
Oh, yes, I would not doubt that a bit.
I had 34 down. Their work might be draining plumbers.
Oh, yeah, I got that right away.
But then I kept thinking I was having trouble, and I'd pull it out and put it. It's just like I can't think of anything else other than plumbers, so it just sort of stayed there. Right. How about 21 down? The animated response reaction GIF.
Yeah, that's not what I was thinking about, but eventually I got it.
I was pleased that I thought I knew the answer to 40 down. Long strips of carrot or zucchini. I went for julienne.
Oh, but it was ribbon.
It was ribbons. I wasn't even close. Isn't julienne? That's a way of cutting
Julienne,
things?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right, but that would,
and it is in thin strips.
Right.
But usually they're just straight and short. Lots of times with carrots and beets, they will make them so that they're curly.
Well, there were no pictures here, so
No.
I didn't know which way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Brand of vegetable oil, 44 down was Wesson.
Yep.
And I got most of that, and I was trying to figure out, is it Wesson? Is it Wasson? Is it Wasson? But it was Wesson. Uh-huh. Let that be a Wesson to me.
All right.
Trying to think what else here is worthy of. I think we've covered just about every clue possible. Oh, non-competitive races. Turned out it was fun runs.
Fun runs, yes.
Boy, I had all sorts. First I thought it was tryouts, but then I thought, a tryout would sort of be competitive.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
And
one down, one down, shaving brand. I put Atra.
Yeah.
But it was AFTA.
What's AFTA? Aftershave? Is that like aftershave in Brooklyn? Hey, give me some aftershave.
I don't know, but yeah. So yeah, I had a T there too. So I'm like, okay, a non-competitive race that begins with a T. I thought like a turkey trot or some sort of a trot. But anyway,
yeah, I had
fun runs.
So you had what originally? ACTA?
I had Atra.
Atra, okay. Mm-hmm. I had something like that, and then had to pull it for some reason because I wasn't getting any answers. All of the crosses there.
Well, once I figured out 16 across was Tecumseh, I thought, oh, well, that's a T. So I knew it wasn't ATA.
Yeah.
And then I thought, oh, I think it's AFTA. I think I've seen that.
I just got that through the crosses.
Oh,
But, all of it, for me, I didn't know Tecumseh. I didn't know fun runs. I didn't know Ash. And all of the crosses were hard. The shaving brand was hard. Anonymous online handle at times was guessed. I eventually got that, but...
Well, did you get one across? First name in mysteries?
Well, I thought, is it Arthur, as in Arthur Conan Doyle? Or is it Agatha, as in Agatha Christie?
Arthur wouldn't fit. You'd need one extra.
No. Arthur. It fits perfectly.
Art. Oh, I guess it does, yeah.
So I'm like, is it Agatha? But then, 5 down, keep one's mouth shut but not stay silent. I'm like, what? And then I thought, hum. Yes. Just like that. And so it's like, okay, guess it's Agatha.
Yep. That was a great clue.
Yes, it was. The one next to it, I think we've seen before. Amen is true that.
Yes.
And I didn't remember that. And so I eventually got true, and I thought it was true for a time.
Oh.
But it turned out to be true that.
True that, yeah.
Yeah, I found this to be an epic struggle.
Yeah, it was a really challenging puzzle.
And like I said, it took me an evening to fill in the grid almost, and then the morning to clean it up.
Uh-huh.
And this was by Margaret Segal. It is her 9th crossword for the New York Times.
Excellent. And
she's done Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and this is her first Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah,
nice job,
yeah,
Margaret.
really. Mm-hmm. Nice job of making it almost impossible, but not quite.
Right.
All right. Well, that is it for the crossword, but it's Saturday, which means it's time for our JAMCOTWA. The Gene and Mike Crossword of the Week Award, where we go back through the crossword of the week and pick out what we deem to be the very best.
Yep.
And today we picked?
Today was a hard decision, but we picked Sunday.
Oh.
Sunday was kind of an amazing puzzle based on the movie The Shawshank Redemption.
Right.
Considered one of the greatest movies ever made. And there were clues that were going down that were symmetrically arranged. One of them, actually 2 of them, were The Shawshank Redemption. The other 2 were the name of the star of that movie, which was Tim Robbins, and then the name of his character that he played, Andy Dufresne. So you've got this nice symmetrical theme clues going on at the top, and then down at the bottom you have a bunch of darkened squares that form a tunnel through the puzzle, And of course, the whole premise of the movie was Andy escaped by tunneling out of prison. He was a prisoner, unjustly imprisoned, and he broke free by tunneling out of the prison. And all of the words that you find in the darkened squares were different names for a tunnel. Tunnel is in there, but so is a vent, trench, shaft, duct, tube, chute, and canal and passage. So, and you also have Andy there at the bottom, the name Andy, and that name is actually tunneling through a black square to get into a duct, which was the first tunnel I think that Andy had to go through, a heating duct. So anyway, just an ingenious puzzle, and the rest of the clues were really good too. So that is our JAMCOTWA for the week.
And the JAMCOTWA was by?
It was by Jeremy Newton and Tracy Gray.
All right, so Jeremy Newton and or Tracy Gray, if you feel so inclined, drop us a line, crosswordpodcast@icloud.com, and we will have your JAMCOTWA certificate and some lovely Northeast Wisconsin swag winging its way towards you in no time.
That's right.
We just discovered, we are relatively new transplants to Wisconsin, that apparently cranberries are huge in Wisconsin.
We are the #1 state for the production of cranberries.
Yes, I need to clarify. I don't mean that the cranberries are huge. It's just that they produce large numbers of them.
That's right.
They are a normal size.
More than any other state, which just amazed me.
Yes.
We're not a large state, but we have the most cranberry bogs of any state. So.
And so we will be including that in that Northeast Wisconsin swag, because apparently it won't be hard to find any.
No, I'm sure they say the harvest is over, and now they're processing them. So yeah.
All right, and one last reminder, there is 1 day left to get your entry in for Triplet Tuesday, the Triplet Tuesday contest. We're also giving away swag for that, and it will also include Northeast Wisconsin cranberries.
Yep.
So you'll want to do that. Check out Tuesday's episode. That's got the contest and the rules and how you can enter.
That's right.
If you want to provide feedback, it's crosswordpodcast@icloud.com. If you want to leave us a 5-star review wherever you're listening to this podcast, we would really appreciate that. That always helps. And we will be back again with our cutting-edge analysis of tomorrow's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.